Hello friends, warm welcome in this video, that is the classification of amino acids. Now what are amino acids? Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins which are cemented by peptide bond. Means if we consider protein as a building, then amino acids acts as a bricks of that building, and these bricks are attached to each other with the peptide bond. There are 20 different amino acids which are present in protein. In addition to these, many amino acids are also present which are not part of a protein. For example, ornithine, citrulline. These are the amino acids which are not present in any protein, but they act solely. If we see the history of discovery of amino acids, the first amino acid was discovered in 1806. And this amino acid was asparagine, isolated from asparagus. Among the 20 amino acids, the last discovered amino acids was threonine, which was discovered in 1936. All amino acids have some trivial names. These names are derived on the basis of source from which they have obtained or on the basis of their properties. For example, asparagine, which was first isolated from asparagus. Glutamine, which is extracted from wheat gluten. Tyrosine, which is obtained from cheese, which is called as tyros in Greek. Or glycine, which has sweet taste. In Greek language, glykos means sweet. The structure of amino acid have two main parts. One is amino group and another one is a carboxyl group. Every amino acids contain these two structures, amino group and carboxyl group. In addition to this, the varying structure in amino acid is a side chain, which is represented here by R. The amino acids are referred as a residue if they are present in the protein structure. Meaning of residue is amino acids with one less molecule of water. There are various criteria through which amino acids can be classified. Amino acids are classified on the basis of their structure, polarity, on the basis of their need, and on the basis of metabolic fate of that amino acid. So first we will see the classification based on structure. The first group of amino acids based on their structure is aliphatic amino acid. In this group there are 5 amino acids are present. First one is glycine, which is indicated by 3-letter abbreviation as a GLY and 1-letter abbreviation as a G. Only the amino acid glycine does not possess asymmetric carbon. All other amino acids contains asymmetric carbons, and that's why the properties of glycines are very different than the other amino acid. Structurally it is very flexible due to the lack of steric hindrance. The second amino acid of this group is alanine, indicated by 3-letter abbreviation ALA or 1-letter abbreviation A. Here the methyl group is present side chain. Then the third amino acid is valine, which is indicated by 3-letter abbreviation VAL and 1-letter abbreviation V. Then the fourth amino acid is leucine, indicated by 3-letter abbreviation LEU or 1-letter abbreviation L. The very similar structure or the isomer of leucine is isoleucine. See here, only the position of this methyl group change in the isoleucine. The isoleucine is indicated by 3-letter abbreviation ILE and 1-letter abbreviation I. So these are the 5 amino acids which are very simple in their structures. All these amino acids have 2 groups in common, that is carboxylic group and amino groups. See here, only side chain get altered. These amino acids can be remembered by the word Gavli, GAVLI. Then the second group is hydroxyl group containing amino acids. There are two amino acids which possess hydroxyl group. These include serine and threonine. Serine have a CH2OH group at a side chain. The second group of amino acid based on their structure is hydroxyl group containing amino acids. The two amino acids possess hydroxyl group. One is serine and another is threonine. Serine contains CH2OH group at its side chain and indicated by 3-letter abbreviation SER or 1-letter abbreviation as S, whereas the threonine can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation THR and 1-letter abbreviation T. So these two amino acids can be remembered by 2 letters ST. We have remembered the names of aliphatic amino acids by word Gauri, and the hydroxyl group containing amino acids can be remembered by letters ST. The third group of amino acid which contains sulfur or thiol group. This includes two amino acids, cysteine and methionine. The cysteine contains CH2SH group at its side chain and can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation CYS and 1-letter abbreviation C, whereas methionine can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation MAT and 1-letter abbreviation M. So these two amino acids can be remembered by the 2 letters CM. Next group of amino acids based on their structure is acidic amino acids. The two amino acids aspartate and glutamates are acidic in nature due to the presence of extra negatively charged group on both these structures. All the amino acids which we have studied earlier possess only single carboxylic group, but these two amino acids possess one additional carboxylic group. Aspartate can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation ASP and 1-letter abbreviation D. Why we have not used here A in 1-letter abbreviation? Because we have already used this letter for alanine. That's why we are taking here D. This aspartate contains CH2COO negative group at its side chain. Glutamate can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation GLU and 1-letter abbreviation E. The only difference between these two structures is that glutamate contains one additional CH2 group than the aspartate. So this can be remembered by 2 letters DE. The next group of amino acid contains amide groups. This amide group containing amino acids includes asparagine and glutamine. This asparagine is very similar in structure to that of the aspartic acid. Only difference is that instead of carboxylic acid, it contains amide group. Asparagine can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation ASN and 1-letter abbreviation N. Why we have not used here ASP? Because we have already used ASP for aspartic acid, and that's why we are using here ASN for asparagine. Like that, we have already used 1-letter abbreviation A for alanine. That's why we are using here 1-letter abbreviation N for asparagine. The second structure is very similar to glutamic acid. Again, there is a difference of only carboxylic group and amide group in glutamic acid and glutamine. Glutamine can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation GLN and 1-letter abbreviation Q. So these amino acids can be remembered by alphabets E and Q. The next group of amino acids based on their structure are basic amino acids. The 3 basic amino acids are lysine, arginine and histidine. All these 3 amino acids contain positively charged additional amino groups, and that's why all these amino acids are basic in nature. Lysine, which possesses one additional amino group at a epsilon position, can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation LYS and 1-letter abbreviation K. Arginine, which possesses Guanidino group can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation ARG and 1-letter abbreviation R. And the third structure, histidine, which possesses imidazole group, can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation HIS and 1-letter abbreviation H. So RHK are the 3 letters used to remember basic amino acids. The aromatic amino acids possess aromatic ring in their structures, and these includes 3 amino acids: phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan. Phenylalanine possesses phenyl group at its side chain and can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation PH or 1-letter abbreviation YAP. Why I have not used here P? Because P is reserved for the amino acid proline. Its pronunciation is phenylalanine, and that's why we have used the letter F instead of P and reserved P for proline. Then the next amino acid which possesses phenolic group is tyrosine, can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation TYR and 1-letter abbreviation Y. The third structure which possesses indole ring is a tryptophan, can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation TRP and 1-letter abbreviation W. So these 3 amino acids can be remembered by 3 letters F, Y, W. And the last but not least amino acid is a proline. In this structure, instead of primary amino acid, secondary amino acid is present, and that's why this amino acid is called as secondary amino acid or amino acid. So proline can be represented by 3-letter abbreviation PRO and 1-letter abbreviation P. So how to remember all these amino acids? This can be remembered by the simple one sentence Gauli, which is the surname of a person. ST, it is the initial of that Gauli. CM, Gauli ST is the CM of Delhi, and Queen of Rajasthan, Haryana and Karnataka, followed Y Washington properly. So Gauli indicates aliphatic amino acid, ST indicates hydroxyl group containing amino acid, CM indicates thiol group containing amino acids, this DE indicates acidic amino acids, this NQ indicates amide group containing amino acids, this R, H and K indicates basic amino acids, F, Y and W indicates aromatic amino acids, and P indicates the amino acid. So count now: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So these 20 letters indicates 1-letter abbreviations for 20 different amino acids which are present in the protein. So second classification is based on the polarity. What is a polarity? Polarity is nothing but ability to dissolve in water. So based on polarity, amino acids can be classified as polar and non-polar. The non-polar amino acids are hydrophobic in nature and insoluble in water, whereas polar amino acids are hydrophilic in nature and soluble in water. So these non-polar uncharged amino acids include glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, methionine and proline, which can be remembered by 2 words only: MP, Gauli. MP is the initial of a person and Gauli is surname of that person. The next group is partially polar amino acids. If you remember aromatic amino acids, that is phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan, all these 3 aromatic amino acids are partially polar in nature. This polarity to these aromatic amino acids are from the hydroxyl group present in tyrosine and tryptophan. Then polar uncharged amino acids includes cysteine, serine, threonine, asparagine and glutamine, can be remembered by the word C.S. Thackeray and Queen. C.S. is the initial of a person, Thackeray is the surname, and Queen. CST, N and Q indicates the 5 amino acids which are polar in nature but are uncharged. Then aspartic acid and glutamic acid, which possess negatively charged carboxylic group, gives polarity, and these are polar negatively charged amino acids. The next group is polar positively charged amino acids. All the basic amino acids which possess positively charged amino groups are polar positively charged amino acids. Lysine, arginine and histidine are all polar positively charged amino acids. So next classification is based on the nutritional need. On the basis of need, amino acids can be classified as essential amino acids, non-essential amino acids, and semi-essential or conditionally essential amino acids. The essential amino acids are those amino acids which are not synthesized in our body. So they are taken through diet. The essentiality of amino acids may be vary from animal to animal. So the essential amino acids in human being are methionine, phenylalanine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, valine, threonine and tryptophan, which can be remembered by V.T. Washington at M.F. Hill. V.T. Washington at M.F. Hill. The non-essential amino acids are serine, asparagine, aspartic acid, glutamate and alanine. These amino acids are not required in our body because our body has a tendency to synthesize these amino acids. And these amino acids can be remembered by word dance. Only difference between the spelling of dance, here it contains S instead of C. There are some amino acids which are semi-essential, means they are synthesized in our body but in trace amount, or they are not sufficient for our daily needs, and that's why we have to take them from the diets. So these amino acids include arginine, cysteine, glutamine, glycine, proline and tyrosine. Can be remembered by this sentence, get your qPCR. So these 6 amino acids are conditionally essential in our body. The next classification is based on the metabolic fate of these amino acids. The first group is the glucogenic amino acids. So these amino acids are used in the biosynthesis of glucose. That's why they are referred as glucogenic amino acids. So these includes glutamine, glycine, glutamate, alanine, asparagine, arginine, aspartate, cysteine, methionine, histidine, proline, valine, serine and threonine. So how to remember all these different amino acids? So this can be remembered by this sentence, this valid profile is of all GACM. Here all GA indicates all the amino acids starting from G and A are glucogenic amino acids. So those amino acids which are starting with the letter G and A are all glucogenic in nature. The ketogenic amino acids are leucine and lysine. It is very simple to remember these amino acids because both are started from the alphabet L. So all amino acids which starts with the L are ketogenic amino acids. Why they are called as ketogenic amino acids? Because ultimately they are converting into ketone bodies. There are some amino acids which are glucoketogenic amino acids. That means they can be involved in the biosynthesis of glucose as well as ketone bodies. So these includes tyrosine, tryptophan, isoleucine, phenylalanine, etc. So this can be remembered by this sentence, I followed by Washington. Thank you.